The Scarlet Letter was her passport into regions where other women dared not tread. Shame, despair, solitude, these had been her teachers, stern and wild ones, and they had made her strong. Nathaniel Hawthorne tackled the theme of Puritanism in colonial America in his novel Scarlet Letter, written in 1850. Since 1850, the critical examination of Puritan society and women has extended through multiple disciplines. In her article, John Winthrop's City of Women, Laurel Thatcher Ulrich examines the journals of John Winthrop as evidence of his views and thoughts concerning the women in which he interacted. The journals of John Winthrop include many stories of women, and those stories seem to matter to him. If Winthrop didn't care at all about women, then why did he write so much? I would argue his patriarchy was not invincible. Women challenged him. They challenged his way of thinking, his power and control, his religious views. The fact he writes about these women show he is wrestling with the uncertainty of New England's early times. Ulrich breaks down Winthrop's journal entries into 4 categories: gatherings of women, religious despair, household affairs, and family government. She examines the writings of Winthrop and takes a case-by-case approach to the different stories told in Winthrop's journals. Stories of stillbirths, witchcrafts, heresy, crimes, adultery. All of these provide a glimpse into Winthrop's city of women within his city on a hill. Of course, Winthrop writes about Anne Hutchinson, the one with the very large scarlet letter on her chest, the well-known dissenter of New England. Even my high school students study how a colonial woman named Anne Hutchinson is banished from the Massachusetts Bay Colony. She only gets a short caption in the margins under her picture, but hey, it's something. Ulrich argues that Winthrop fears Hutchinson and the power she gains. 60 to 80 people attending her public teachings and private teachings. They gather to hear her, and Ulrich says in her article that Winthrop mistrusted those who appeared too certain of their own salvation, and Anne Hutchinson was one of them. In an article called Anne Hutchinson and the Puritan Attitude Towards Women, Ben Barker Benfield argues that Hutchinson and her new followers were the new Eves, threatening the social and theological order imposed by the new Adams. On the contrary, Ulrich and others make arguments that it is not all male domination and control. She argues that a new world setting gave ordinary people opportunities to assert their spiritual visions and carnal desires. There was no single Puritan attitude toward women. If Puritan theology and Puritan ministers were so evil, then why did women embrace Puritanism and contribute to the growing numbers? In an article titled Women's Attraction to Puritanism, Amanda Porterfield answers this question. Porterfield argues that Puritan theology and culture enabled women to exercise indirect public authority. Men cannot be dominant without the women's acceptance of that dominance. Also, she lays out the argument that affectionate, hierarchical marriage functioned as a means of both social stability and increased gender equality. As controversial as it may be, I do agree with Porterfield in that women did find a newfound freedom in New England to exercise beliefs and ideas. Puritan women did have autonomy and power in their lives.